will just preface this by saying I know how absurd it is to ask you to tell your life story in 2 minutes, but I need you to tell your life stories in 2 minutes.
Sure. Well, as you guys heard, my name is Wilmer, but I would like to say my full name. My name is Wilmer Eduardo Quiñones Melos. I was born in the Dominican Republic and came here in 2004. Sorry, we're in 2014. When I first came to the United States, I was having difficulty because I did not know English. So I went back to my country, went to school for a year, and came back. And then the same year, I went to school in East Boston, and not around before I graduated, it was a hard time for me. I had lost 3 members of my family. First it was my grandmother, then actually it was 4. First it was my grandmother, then it was my mother, then it was my stepfather, and then it was my uncle 2 weeks after that. And that was before I actually graduated. I had to go back, take a plane, leave my education behind, and go back to my country. When I came back, I graduated from elementary school and went to school to the McCormick. Now, it was hard for me, not only because I had lost so many people in the same year, but also because I didn't have people who I could connect to in school. I have always loved going to school and always liked to do math and stuff like that. But just because I didn't have someone that actually understood me. I didn't know English and my teacher didn't know Spanish, so it was kind of difficult for me to understand what was going on. And because of that, I ended up getting, I had to repeat the grade. And I feel like in some part, it wasn't my fault. And I spoke with my father and I transferred to another school. And thank God I found people that I could relate to, people that were coming from the same place I was coming from. And not only that, people who didn't even share part of my culture, but they seemed interested in what I have been going through. And I had the opportunity to actually get to know them by their background, their families, and things like that. And because I associated with my teachers so much, I was actually offered to go to St. Croix, an island that belongs to Puerto Rico. And that's where I actually started volunteering. I went to rebuild that Boys and Girls Club, and just to see the faces of many younger kids, to see how much they appreciated the support and the help that we actually provide for them, made me realize that I wanted to work in my community. I wanted to do something that would make a change. And so that's when I actually graduated the year after that and attended a school in Brighton, in Boston. And when I went over there, my first year, it was good, it was great, but I always spoke Spanish. I remember that I've been here for 8 years, and I started speaking Spanish in high school because I always told my teachers, it doesn't matter what you told me, I'm not gonna lose my heritage. I'm not gonna let go of my Spanish, because I know so many students who forget about where they're coming from and lose their Spanish skills, I guess. And well, I was going to school, and I had difficulty with my teachers because they see me walking down the hallway speaking Spanish, and they assume that I did not know English or understand what they were saying. So I'm that kind of student that will always raise his hand and ask for help or ask to participate in any class activity that they have. And I saw that they were kind of like avoiding me. They did not want to help me. So I transferred to a different school, and thanks to the help of Sociedad Latina, I spoke with them. I spoke with Aline de los Reyes, which was a assistant superintendent in the school department, and she said, "Hey, Wilmer, let me tell you something. You are not gonna drop out," because at the time I was thinking of dropping out. I felt like school wasn't for me. I wasn't welcome. I told them, "Hey, I'm in the point where I want to drop out. I don't want to go to school no more. I don't care. Like, people seem to not care about my success or anything." And she actually made a phone call and said, hey, I have this student with great potential. He's always coming to testify in school and this and this and that. So I went to the interview and they accepted me. And that's when I actually went to grad at Eggleston and graduated from there. Thanks God. I graduated last year. And yeah, that's my school experience. I had difficulty there, but hopefully, thanks God, I graduated. And from my experience throughout working throughout Sociedad, I have 4 years working there. And even though I graduated, I still with them because I believe in the change that we are making. I started as a volunteer. I applied to work there because I was looking for a job. You know, you go to high school, you want to get a job so you could get money in your pocket. But I didn't get accepted, but I saw that they were helping you with college, they were helping you with school and everything. So I stayed there volunteering in the ELO Saturday program, which is English language learners, and help the younger kids do activities and learn English at the same time. And I thought it was really great because I didn't have the opportunity, and I wanted to be there for a student who I wanted them to have a better opportunity than I had. And I was being offered different opportunities. I was part of the ELO task force, and that ELO task force is connected to the school committee. And then I was also making a proposal to create a ELO youth advisory, and they accepted our proposal, and we created the advisory. I was one of the facilitator at the moment, and I was listening to students. And the thing is that if you want to change school, you cannot change it without listening to students, because students are the ones that go to school every day. And if you want to make a change, you cannot do it without their help or support. We are the ones that face the difficulties. We are the ones that go to school every day, spend 8 hours, and school is our second home. And because of that, listening to all those stories and concerns that students have, it made it easier for me to advocate for them in the yellow task force. And that made me want to not just become a leader myself, but I wanted to help others become the leader that I was becoming. I wanted others to have the same opportunity that I have. I wanted them to not go through the same things that I went through, because I know when you have so many losses in your family, you might end up in the streets. You might do things that you might regret in the future. But if you associate yourself with a community that is there to support you, to help you, to listen to you, and not judge you for what you have done, but appreciate you for who you are and what you have to offer to the table, you might actually change that kid's life. You could spin it around and say, the only thing we want to hear as students is, hey, I know there's some difficulties that you are passing through, but I'm here to help you. I'm here to listen to you. Even if you might not have passed through the same things that kids passing at the moment, but just to listen to them and tell them I'm here to support you in any way I can, that really means a lot to us. And I think that's what actually helped me, because Sociedad, I feel welcome. I feel like I always tell them, hey, this is my second house. You cannot kick me out. Sociedad closes at 8, and I was there like at 8:30, like still working on my essay paper. So, yeah.
Well, thank you so much, Wilmer.
Yeah, no problem.